and welcome into the Remix. I'm Brianna Pitts. He's an indie rock star on the rise. Hazlett was born in Australia and based in Sweden, and he's out on a tour now in the U.S. We had the chance to sit down with him for an interview this week.
So joining us now is singer Hazlett. Thanks so much for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
I know you performed at Royale in Boston. How did you like the crowd?
It was good. I'm like a lifelong Celtics fan, so to finally come to Boston and play last night, I was like, oh, I'm with my people. This is great.
Oh, that's great. Now, growing up in Australia, what made you a Celtics fan?
I think I just got into basketball one day and I turned it on and I was like, I like these guys. I'm gonna go for these guys.
That's great. And we've had you ever since.
Yes, exactly.
So you're based in Sweden now. How did that come about and why Sweden?
So I was in a band early when I was younger, and then band broke up. I got a job in an advertising agency because I quit music, and I started playing in pubs to pay the bills, essentially. And this guy that knew our band called me up and he's like, hey, you didn't tell me you could sing. And I was like, I can't sing. And he was living in Sweden doing music, and he's you should come up here and start writing and recording. And I went up and I kind of never left, and been there ever since.
So you didn't start singing in public till you were 25?
Yeah, and I started doing it because I needed money, basically. So singing Wonderwall covers every night.
More the necessity than just the artistic pursuit. So for people who aren't familiar with your sound, how would you describe it?
I found this term called like ballroom folk that I really like, because it's folk music, but I love it in a big grand setting, or a big soundscape or lots of reverb and stuff like that. So that's the weird expression I've come up with for it.
Yeah, and you have a new album out, so that's what this tour is all about?
Yeah.
So you played Boston. What other cities are you going to hit while you're here?
We're off to New York, DC, Philly, and Nashville, I think, are the last ones on the tour. Yeah.
You know, there are so many Australian actors and musicians, artists that are just drawn to the U.S.
Yeah.
How do you go about thinking, you ended up going to Sweden to write for people, but when you think, boy, I want to break onto the global music scene, does that seem easier now because you can release your own music, or is it more daunting?
I think it's harder. Like, the barrier for entries are like a lot lower now, so it's more just, I think you're just trying to find your people that listen to your music. And for me, luckily it's been a lot of people in America listening.
Yeah.
And, I've always wanted to do the great American road trip of driving through America, like Almost Famous and things like that.
Right. Route 66.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's this famous longing to do that, I think.
Yeah, it's like a rite of passage as well for like singer-songwriters and things. Like I grew up listening to Bruce Springsteen and things like that, so it's like I want to follow in that kind of footstep.
Yeah, and we were saying from your part of the world, Lord became such a huge star, Tame Impala, Kevin Parker, and so there always seems this relationship between Americans and Australians.
Yeah.
Do you feel that?
I do. It's like I didn't know what to expect when I first came here, because it's been like my first shows in America.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what will they be like? And American fans have been a lot, but like in a really nice way. It's they really let you know whether they like you or not, which is nice. You definitely know what they're thinking or feeling, which is good.
Especially in the Boston area.
Yeah.
I love that. Americans are a lot. We definitely are. Which song of yours really broke through?
I'd say it's probably Blame the Moon has been the one that's been a bit of like a gateway. People have found it and then they've gone on to find other songs of mine. So it's been like a weird entry point, I think, for me. So it's...
And you were saying because you were with a band, then kind of worked a 9-to-5 job, and now you're back. You are older and more in control of your own career, right? You're going to be careful about that.
Relatively, yeah.
As much as you can.
See how control I can be in music.
And where can people find your music?
Hopefully, if I've done my job right, it's anywhere people are already listening to music. So
go to
Spotify, Apple,
go wherever.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. So great to meet you.
Thank you so
Best
much
of luck with
me.
the tour.
I appreciate it.
You have a beautiful voice. For somebody who thought he couldn't sing.
I still can't. It's all right. I appreciate it.
We won't tell anybody.
Okay, thank
you.
you.
Hazlett, thank you so much. And of course, later in the show, we'll have a performance of his hit, Blame the Moon.
When we come back on the Remix, they were behind one of the biggest kids shows of the 80s and 90s. The creators of The Elephant Show join us, and the new album that fans can enjoy with their own children now.
Skinnamarink-a-dinky-dink, skinnamarink-a-doo. I love you. Classic. If you grew up in the 80s and 90s, you remember Sharon, Lois, and Bram and their kids' TV series, The Elephant Show, and that beloved song, the classic, Skinamarink. And now 40 years after The Elephant Show first aired, Sharon is joining us in studio with daughter Randy to talk about the big anniversary, 40 years. And look at this, brand new album to boot.
Yay.
This is remarkable.
Excited.
What does it feel like, thinking back, 40 years ago, you started something that's still going strong?
It seems incredible, but when we started, we hoped that we would introduce music to children. They would take it into their hearts and their lives, and they would have it forever. And I think that's what's happened.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, those memories you create are so strong and so lasting. I know personally that so much of my youth now is going towards connecting with my own kids.
Right.
Let me ask your daughter, Randy, what is it like being with your mom as you have this whirlwind blitz, not only commemorating the past, but creating new memories?
It's really very rewarding for me. I actually did work on the songs on the album when they discovered them, because I went looking for music. So there's a song on there called "Who's Got the Suitcase?" And it's an old song.
Hilarious.
It's really fast. Who's got the suitcase? You got the no, you got the suitcase. And I had to sit with a vinyl record and lift the needle up and handwrite out the words.
No
put it back
kidding.
down
So we
and
could
handwrite
learn
it.
it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, so all the lyrics are here.
All the lyrics are there, and it's, you know, when I first got a copy of the album, I sat down with it and read through all the lyrics, sang through all the songs, some of which had slipped away.
Well, they haven't.
Sure.
These are never before released tracks from the
Okay.
television series. So people who watched the show would have heard them, but not in probably 30 years.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So what was the impetus for reaching out here and doing this, and described as a love letter to fans? What
Well,
was the
we're going to
impetus?
use that. That's
I love that.
Jinx.
we found some tapes.
That's what it was.
was an
Just
accident.
It was
an accident.
serendipitous.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
truly.
really.
That's the real deal.
Yeah.
When we listened to them, we heard what pristine quality they were in, and we really hope that it will be evocative for the adult fans, and that in sharing it with their children, it will give them a new connection to the music as well. Skinamarink is a song that, even if people don't know where they learned it,
They know
they
the
sing
song.
it. It's everywhere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the fact that you're going on vinyl, because not only has vinyl made a comeback, but it's so tangible.
Yeah.
Right? You talk about connections between adults and children, parents and kids, listening to music. It's all auditory, it's all emotional, but now we have something vinyl,
And for
something
children,
tangible. You can read along
You
and
can
sing
There's
along.
a poster in there. Children make such a connection with the people on that cover.
Yeah.
So they'll walk.
You know
a
who's
kid will
singing.
walk around. Exactly.
You don't get a
Oh, I'm
thumbnail.
listening to her.
Yeah.
You know, they make a connection, which I think
Yeah.
is quite lovely.
We did an appearance at Fan Expo, which is a huge Comic-Con type event in Toronto, and people stood in line to buy the vinyl, and they were opening it in line and unfolding the poster to get Sharon and Bram to autograph it inside.
Oh, wow.
There's still this really, and I would say, is this for your children? No, it's for me.
Yeah, of course, of course. We do have to note Lois passed away
She did.
2015.
2015.
But her,
yeah.
her memory, her legacy
Yeah.
lives on.
And she's in here. She's on the vinyl, and she and I sing a sweet little song together, which sounds lovely. I think it tickled me to hear it. I feel strongly connected.
Can you point out your most treasured moments?
Treasured moments are hard.
Yeah.
There are so many. I'll tell you a funny story about
I would love to hear.
about a Boston moment.
Yeah.
It was one of our earlier days here. We've performed here many times, and we were on our way to the Orpheum Theater.
The Orpheum. Wow.
Yes. And we were in a bus, a tour bus, and the driver thought he was going to get really messed up with all the one-way streets. So he hired a cab to lead us, and he gave him $20, and he said, "I'll give you another 20 at the other end when we're there."
Come on.
So
That's the smartest tour bus driver I've ever
I
heard.
think so.
What a story. Incredible. Okay, so beyond vinyl, where can this be found? Where can people listen?
Well, we're very active on our socials.
Yeah.
Sharon, Lois, and Bram have a website. We have a YouTube channel. We're on TikTok. There's old content, new content, stuff stuff going up there all the time. And if you want to buy the vinyl, you can go to our website and order it there.
SharonLowsBram.com.
Oh, good. Thank you. Way to go, Sharon.
All right, so could I get you to sing just like the hook?
Yes,
we
yes,
do it
sing
together
just
real
a little
quick.
Mini,
Yeah.
a little mini version.
Little
of
snippet.
it.
Yeah.
All right.
Skinnamarink-a dinky dink, skinnamarink-a doo. I love you too. Boop boopy doo. Mwah.
That was incredible. Thank you so much for being
thank you.
here, and
Thanks.
best of luck on the continued tour.
Thank you.
When we come back, singer Hazlett returns with an exclusive performance of his hit single, Blame the Moon. Performing his hit single, Blame the Moon, here's Hazlett.
Holes in your pockets, what you lose. Anything you thought was meant for you. Daddy asks you if you'll stay. Doesn't know he's the one who made you feel this way. Think fights better off outside. 10 toes and tall grass must feel nice. Go take a slice, there's plenty left. Only need your legs for running rest. Lately I don't feel inspired. Wish I was a better like me. That's why I blame the moon. It's too late to be this early. Heaven knows, try to hurt me, maybe. That's why you blame the moon. Blame the moon. That's cute, your best friend looks like you. Without the self-indulgent attitude. There's a cold room filled with the years I waste. Take a bitter pill without the face. Lately I don't feel inspired. Wish I was a better like me. That's why I blame the moon. It's too late to be this early. Heaven knows, try to hurt me, maybe. That's why you blame the moon. Blame the moon. Blame the moon. Lately I don't feel inspired. Wish I was a better like me. That's why I blame the moon. Maybe that's why I blame the moon. Maybe that's why I blame the moon.
Well, we are just days away from Boston Fashion Week, and part of that will include an Everybody Belongs fashion show. Our Jason Mikell, who's also hosting the event, sat down with organizers to hear more about this wonderful, inclusive event.
I'm joined by Christy Raymond, founder of Humankind, one of the premier fashion producers that will take part in the week's festivities. And one of the special guests for the event, my good friend Caitlin McGivigan. Christy, talk to us about the organization and what attendees can expect for this upcoming week.
So Boston Fashion Week is such a great week. It is a celebration of fashion and innovation and creativity, which a lot of people might not associate with Boston and fashion, but there are amazing events. And most importantly, they're educational, and many of them are free to go and figure out what fashion is all about. Everybody belongs in Boston Fashion Week. It is open to everybody.
You speak a lot about everybody belongs. To a layperson, what does that mean? Because we're in a life and time where we're amplifying voices, we're amplifying opinions, and we're also amplifying experiences. How does that sort of marry in the scope of this upcoming Fashion Week?
So everybody belongs. Three very distinct and separate words are the mantra and mission for my agency, Humankind. We feel that fashion, everybody belongs on the runway, everybody belongs behind the scenes, everybody belongs in seeing what happens in a show. It's exciting. And I feel that some people feel like, oh, I'm not fashionable enough and maybe I shouldn't go, but everybody belongs there. So we're doing a show, where we'll be featuring 4 different designers. 2 are adaptive fashion designers, specifically designs for those from the adaptive community and disabled community. And we'll also be featuring traditional designers. And across all 4 of those designers, we'll be showcasing adaptive talent and traditional talent.
I think when we normally think about a fashion show, we think less about special needs, we think less about diversity. What must it mean for those that are in the diverse community, those that are in the special needs community, being a part of such an event such as this right here in our city?
Well, we hope they feel that they belong there. And that is a really important part, that their voice, that their faces are heard and seen is vital. It is how we can work to change the way we see each other. And I think when you design universally, you're designing for the adaptive community, but you're designing for you and I. You know, 1 in 20 people at some point in their life will have a disability themselves. So being able to find clothing or find places where you are welcome is really important to us.
I would say so too. And Caitlin, you're hailing from the great state of New Hampshire. You'll be joining me on a stage as well for the fashion show. What does it mean for you? How excited are you about being a part of this this experience?
Just feel excited to be there, and now it's gonna be fun.
It's going to be fun. You're going to be dressed beautifully.
Yes.
Christy, is there any additional information for those that want to attend, joining Caitlin and myself there at the fashion show? Where can they find more information about attending?
If you go to the Boston Fashion Week website, which is bostonfashionweek.com, scroll down, you'll see our event and can click on a link for tickets. They are pay what you can, minimum donation of $1 to attend our event. And we hope that that type of low or no ticket price can bring more people into a place where they might not have normally gone.
Amazing. And the time for the event?
Is Tuesday, October 15th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at Garage B. The show starts promptly at 6:30. We'll again be featuring some fashion designers. We'll also be featuring an incredible theatrical performance by a local organization called True Story Theater. What we really hope people leave from this event is a true feeling of what it means to be included and what inclusive practices they might be able to do in their own lives.
And you heard it here first, everybody. Christy Raymond, founder of Humankind. Caitlin McGivigan, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you guys next week at the fashion show.
Thank you for joining us on the ReMix. We'll be back next week for more lifestyle, community, and entertainment news.